Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on twitch.tv/PW Unlimited and now properly live on youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. If you were watching on Twitch or the wrong YouTube link, well, you know I already did the rigmarole. We're going to do it here again really fast. Thank you for watching here, March 21st, 2021. With that, we're talking about WWE Fastlane tonight that, well, I thought was just an average show. Average at best. A couple matches I really liked, a match I liked a lot, and then stuff that you can take or leave. But with that, we're here on Twitch, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. If you're watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either with a Twitch donation. I'm all rattled right now because we had some mix-ups here at the beginning. You can help us out with a donation by hitting the button down below or Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, you can subscribe to the channel with either a tiered subscription, just like Rosario9248 recently did, or with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming and get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to support, and we greatly appreciate it if you helped us out here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways, either with a super chat or a super sticker donation in the live chat, or by subscribing to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, well, you can help us out and get some cool perks like early access to news, which, if my source comes through, I will have an exclusive news story tomorrow for Patreon and member subscribers. So that should be an interesting one if I get a second confirmation on what I heard today. Also, you can get early access to non-news videos. I'm working on one right now pertaining to the NXT brand and the WWE Performance Center. Plus, you get a cool emoji. You get cool emojis you can use in the live chat, and you also get, a badge next to your name in the live chat. Also, guys, well, it's a pay-per-view stream. I don't have a co-host, as you can see, so you guys will be the co-host because, well, I'm going to take your calls and your text messages. Yes, I said it. I'm going to take your calls. So with that, if you want to be part of the show later on, you can do so by calling or texting to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. You can call or text. We'll read the text messages after we get through the review, and we'll take your calls after we get through the review as well. With that, we are here to talk about Fastlane. Again, I thought Fastlane was just a average show at best. And Jason Gaines, no, Shane is not really injured. You said, I don't think Shane was really injured. No, for them to make us think Shane was injured was dumb because they kept unadvertising this match between Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. It was advertised Monday. It was announced on Monday. Then by Thursday, I want to say, it was pulled. They re-announced it on SmackDown. They were announcing it all day today, except on social media, where they posted an image of all the matches for today, except for that one. So, yeah, they had some stupid plan that I didn't really care for. But, literally moments before it happened on the pre-show, they tell us, oh, by the way, that United States title match, Riddle, Mustafa Ali, yeah, it's a pre-show match. And I'm like, well, good thing I put the pre-show on because I almost didn't because I was watching the NASCAR race because no pre-show match was announced prior to the show. So I felt, I don't got to watch the pre-show. Well, boy, howdy, I'm happy I did. Because then I got to see the United States title match between Riddle and Mustafa Ali and shit that happened after. The match itself, it's whatever. It's what happened after the U.S. title match that is newsworthy. So they recapped Riddle beating Ali on Monday to retain the title after the match. I read that way too quickly. They recapped Riddle defeating Ali to retain the title. After that match, Ali was furious on social media, blamed Retribution, and said that he deserves another shot at the title. And he got that tonight. Riddle had the early advantage and took Ali down with a series of knees. He followed this up with a gut-wrench suplex and a Broton for a near fall. Riddle attempted a second Broton, but Ali got his feet up to take over. Ali sent Riddle into the ring post and yelled at Retribution at ringside. Ali slowed down the pace and targeted Riddle's ribs. Riddle attempted a Bro Derek, but Ali slipped out and hit a drop kick. Ali regained control after this, but seemed to injure his own knee. He then hit a rolling backstabber for a close near fall, and then in a cool spot, Ali went running up for a neck breaker. He went for a running neck breaker, but Riddle reversed it into a submission. Riddle will then hit a power bomb into a final flash for a near fall. The finish of the match, actually, I missed a spot because there was a really cool other spot where Ali attempted a tornado DDT, but Riddle rolled through and hit a fisherman buster. The finish of the match then came when Riddle climbed to the top rope, but Ali cut him off. Riddle fought back and ended up hitting a second rope Bro Derek to pick up the victory. Yep, Riddle successfully retains. So going forward, after this match, Retribution gets in the ring trying to help Ali, and he just starts yelling at him, pissed off. You guys screwed up. You didn't help me. Blah, 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 blah. So T-Bar and Mace, it was their fault and this and that. And Reckoning gets out of line. He goes, "What are you doing? Get back in line." And she's just like, and leaves. Slapjack follows her and walks off as well. Ali then goes and yells at Mace and T-Bar some more, blames them for the loss more, before Mace and T-Bar would grab Ali and give him a double choke slam. Well, I don't know where this is going with Retribution. Is somebody just going to become their new leader? Is T-Bar going to become the leader? I hope, and this is a very big hope, they just break them up. And we get Dio Madden on the main roster. Or send him back to NXT, to be honest. We get Mia Yim on the main roster. That's my goal with all this, is that this just leads to us getting fucking Mia on the main roster as Mia Yim so she can actually wrestle matches. Since she's came to I'm gonna look this up. Mia Yim. Since coming to the main roster, wow. Since coming to the main roster as Reckoning, and when you go to her cagematch.net profile, it says Reckoning, also known as Mia Yim. She has literally wrestled since coming to the main roster last year. Almost 6 months ago, she came to the main roster. No, almost 7 months ago, she came to the main roster and has worked 4 matches. 4 matches. She lost to Dana Brooke. She lost a match where she teamed with Slapjack against Dana Brooke and Ricochet. Then those 2 matches were on Raw. Then on main event, she defeated Nikki Cross. But then, like a week later on main event, she got beat by Nikki Cross. And do you guys know when her last actual match was? It wasn't in 2021. Mia Yim Reckoning has not worked a match or has not had a match air on television since the 28th of December. Since the 28th of December. Yeah. Just getting wasted away. Talents are being wasted with her being with Retribution and her having to just sit on the sidelines and watch them do stuff. Because they're not going to let her wrestle the guys. Retribution only does stuff with men. She got a match or 3 against women last year. I mean, it just baffles me. I can't even speak. But ridiculous. I hope this does lead to her, at least her breaking off and being Mia Yim on the main roster. Going forward, Steven Gem. No. He says, in my opinion, Mia Yim is a jobber. Well, then you've never seen Mia Yim actually have a good Mia Yim match. And she's had some of those good Mia Yim matches in NXT. Like, her last NXT match against Shotzi Blackheart was really, really good. So, yeah, that's your opinion. But is that your opinion based off of what? You know what I mean? That's your opinion based off of what? Going forward, we go to the main show. Also, Kayla Braxton filling in for Charlie Caruso since she's basically just been fired. But regardless, we got the main show that kicks off with the women's tag team title match. This was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler with Reginald, defending against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. The match itself was all right, but the story they're telling, hot garbage mess that doesn't need to happen. Bianca won the Rumble. That's enough of a story for her to challenge Sasha for the title at Mania. There doesn't have to be dissension between the two. There doesn't have to be any of this hate between the two. It should just be Bianca won the title, and they're doing the same bullshit with Edge too. I'll get to that later. But it should just be Bianca won the Rumble. She gets a title shot. There we go. We don't need a storyline built in with it alongside of it. So, anyways, they recapped Banks and Belair's argument from SmackDown. Michael Cole noted that both teams, well, they have problems with each other. Both teams were arguing with each other before the match, and Banks and Belair worked over Baszler for the early advantage. Belair hit a head spring moonsault for a near fall. Baszler and Belair seemed lost at one point, and then they just stopped running in the middle of the spot and quickly recovered. This looked very similar to that, was it AEW Dark last week with Luchasaurus and Cesar Bononi, where they were doing a spot and then just stopped. Luchasaurus gave them direction and then they kept going. This one was not as bad, but very close, where they just stopped in the middle of a spot and then quickly recovered. Going forward, Baszler rocked Belair with a knee to the face. Baszler went to stomp Belair's elbow, but Jax made a blind tag. Banks and Belair worked together, and Banks hit a hurricane run on Jax. The heels took over when Baszler caused a distraction. Jax then knocked Belair off the apron. Baszler slowed down the pace after getting tagged back in and locked on a submission. The heels isolated Belair on their side of the ring and cut her off from the corner. Belair then fought back, and Banks got the hot tag. Sasha ran wild and hit a tornado DDT on Baszler for a near fall. Belair then hit a 450 splash, but Reginald would jump up on the apron. Basically just caused all kinds of dumb distractions. Banks tagged back in and locked on the bank statement on Baszler. Belair jumped in the ring to stop Jax from breaking up the submission, and Jax pushed Belair into Banks, which broke up the submission anyways. Belair and Banks then just started yelling at each other right in the middle of this match. And it's like, fuck. Banks pushed Belair and called her a rookie. Belair started to leave the ring when Baszler rolled up Banks to pick up the victory. Like, really? Really? This is your build to WrestleMania? First off, yes, Sasha is a heel. A heel of all heels. Secondly, why does your number one, at least your number one contender, have to be in matches where she's losing? They should be making Bianca look good. They should be making Bianca look strong going into WrestleMania and challenging. Now, I know I said that she won the Rumble and that's enough. Yes. But now they need to back up why she was good enough to win the Rumble by giving her some wins. I know there's still 3 SmackDowns. 3 SmackDowns before WrestleMania. They can give her 3 wins. But you know that's not going to happen. You know she probably ain't even going to work another fucking singles match till WrestleMania. I could be wrong on that, but it's very possible. So I thought this was all stupid. Didn't need to happen. They basically have been dragging this shit out since Elimination Chamber. And there's no sign in sight that this is going to get better. I'm going to say it right now. After the match, Banks and Belair continued to argue. Banks then slapped Belair across the face and left. Belair was in shock, but then looked up at the WrestleMania sign and saw hope. Excuse me. Michael Cole and Corey Graves discussed Shane McMahon being injured earlier today as he was training for his match with Braun Strowman. McMahon would walk out of the trainer's room on a crutch with ice on his knee. Elias and Jackson Riker would approach Shane. Elias wanted to discuss his pitch for a performance at WrestleMania 37. He mentioned making Bad Bunny look bad. McMahon said he had an idea as he walks with both of them. Next up, we had a really good match. Intercontinental title on the line. Biggie and Apollo Crews. Crews and Big E had a really good match here as they charged at each other right at the start, traded shots in the middle of the ring. Big E speared Crews off the apron to the floor and followed this up with a splash on the apron. Big E was firmly in control and taunted Crews. He followed up with a second splash on the apron. Big E then gave Crews a belly-to-belly suplex across the ring. He attempted a splash in the corner, but Crews attacked Big E. He basically targeted the knee. Crews took over and hit 3 rolling German suplexes. He stomped on Big E and hit a frog splash for a near fall. Crews attempted a standing moonsault, but Big E got his knees up. Big E missed a charge in the corner and went shoulder first into the ring post. Crews attempted a powerbomb, and Big E slipped out the back. Big E attempted a big ending, and Crews avoided that move. Finish of the match then came kind of out of nowhere. This is the only thing I didn't like. The finish was just, what the heck? Big E attempts an inside cradle, but Crews attempted to reverse it. During the reversal, Big E just randomly appeared to pin Crews. Just out of nowhere as they're rolling around. All of a sudden the ref just 1, 2, 3, ring the bell. I'm like, wait, what? So Crews gets all pissed off and goes after Big E and just attacks the crap out of him. Corey Graves and Michael Cole were very confused by this finish as Big E is Crews is beating down Big E, and he ends it by giving him an angle slam. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this finish was supposed to be. You know what it is. It's them saying, well, that wasn't a decisive victory. Let's give Apollo Crews another shot at WrestleMania. God, no. How are they? Listen to my statement here, and let me know if I'm wrong. How are they going to justify, if this is the route they're going, Apollo getting another title shot after losing 6 already in the last couple of months? 6. He has lost 6 in the last couple of months. So dumb. In the back, we got an Old Spice commercial where Joseph Average was selling Old Spice. Drew Gulak walked up first and smelt the Old Spice and then took off. Tozawa then approached and said, "Where's the 24 champion? Where's R-Truth? Where's R-Truth?" And R-Truth is actually right next to him, hiding in the display case of Old Spice. Then R-Truth sticks his hand out with the Old Spice in his hand to give one stick of Old Spice to Tozawa. Truth somehow eventually gets pulled out of the display. Joe Average rolls him up and pins him. R-Truth then rolls him right back up and pins him. Cool. They got an Old Spice sponsorship and tied in the 24/7 title. Yeah, it was clever. It was a clever commercial by WWE. I'll give them that. I'll give them that for sure. Going forward, they showed footage of Shane McMahon injuring his knee while practicing some jumping knee strikes. Shane will then introduce Elias for a concert. And I'm like, wait, Elias asked for a concert in Mania, not tonight. We'll see. So, McMahon came out on his crutch and announced that, Elias will be taking his place tonight against Braun Strowman. Elias was surprised to find that out because he thought he was just out to play a song. Braun Strowman would make his way down to the ring, and this was basically a squash match. Actually, I need to look something up. Does Wikipedia have the match times? I want to know how short this match was. Yes. This match between Braun Strowman and Elias was basically 3 minutes and 50-second squash. Braun Strowman beat down Elias and had the early advantage. Jackson Ryker tried to help, but it backfired. Strowman ran around ringside and knocked Elias onto the barricade. Ryker distracted Strowman, and Elias briefly took over with a DDT. He hit an elbow off the top rope for a near fall. Strowman then rocked Elias with a hard clothesline to regain control, and then hit him with the running powerbomb to pick up the pinfall victory. Braun Strowman does defeat Elias. So this is just them just pushing back the inevitable. We're going to get it. Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, WrestleMania. They recapped Retribution basically turning on Ali from the pre-show, and then in the back, Riddle was riding around on a scooter. He approached Nakamura and wished him good luck in his match later. Riddle went on to tell a story, but Nakamura hid until Riddle walked away. And what do we get next? Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. This was another really good match. It started off with a slow pace, and it picked up towards the end with Nakamura in control early. Rollins, though, quickly took over. He rocked Nakamura with a series of knees. Rollins followed this up with a backbreaker for a near fall. Rollins slowed down the pace and hit a knee drop for a near fall. Rollins continued to beat down Nakamura and started yelling about Cesaro, giving him a big swing. Rollins teased giving Nakamura the giant swing, but Nakamura fought back and went for an armbar. Rollins made it to the ropes, and Nakamura had to break the hold. Nakamura took over once again and hit a sliding drop kick on Rollins. He followed this up with a knee on the apron. Nakamura hit a huge knee in the corner for another near fall. Nakamura attempted a knee off the second turnbuckle, but Rollins knocked him off onto the floor. He followed this up with a suicide dive. Nakamura at one point did go for a Kinshasa, but Rollins countered with a buckle bomb. He followed this up with a Falcon Arrow for a near fall. Rollins attempted a curb stomp, but Nakamura avoided the move. Rollins then went for a running knee, and Nakamura ducked. Finish of the match then saw Rollins counter by hooking the leg of Nakamura's delivery from the Kinshasa. No. It was a kick to the head. Rollins then hit the curb stomp and picked up the victory here. So let me do that again. Rollins went for a running knee. Nakamura ducked. Nakamura went for a kick to the head. Rollins caught the kick. Rollins then hit the curb stomp, picked up the victory. I read a different paragraph by accident. We got a brief discussion of Rhea Ripley coming to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night before we had the no-holds-barred match between Drew and Sheamus. Or as Drew likes to call him sometimes, Old Shamo. McIntyre and Sheamus here, I felt, had a really good, hard-hitting match. I really enjoyed this match a lot. They both had bruises and deep cuts all over their backs when this was over. And I believe they tweeted this out. I'm going to look it up really fast, see if I can find it. Sheamus. Yeah, so I can pull this up. Nope. Come on. You could do it. You could do it. There we go. This was Sheamus's back after the match. Sheamus, all kinds of beat up. And then let me pull up Drew. McIntyre, D. McIntyre. Drew didn't post a picture. Thought I saw a Drew McIntyre one. Hold on. I could have swore I saw a picture of Drew McIntyre all bruised up. Maybe it was posted by the WWE page. Maybe I was just... No? Maybe I didn't see it and I only saw the Sheamus one. Yep. Maybe I only saw the Sheamus one and I thought I saw two different ones. But with that, I thought this match was really good. And they wasted no time trading hard shots early. McIntyre caught Sheamus with the belly-to-belly suplex and sent him to the floor with the clothesline. Sheamus fought back and sent McIntyre into the barricade. Hold on. Someone told me that the Sheamus picture was old. No, the Sheamus picture wasn't old. Unless you're thinking the Drew one I saw was old. Sheamus picture was posted an hour ago. But with that, McIntyre was thrown to the barricade. McIntyre recovered, though, and hit a belly-to-belly on the floor. McIntyre cleared off the announce table and pulled out kendo sticks from under the ring. Sheamus jumped up and sent McIntyre into the ring post. McIntyre hit a belly-to-belly again on the floor and threw Sheamus into the steps. Sheamus rocked McIntyre with a knee as he entered into the ring. Sheamus took over and hit McIntyre with the kendo sticks several times. McIntyre did fight back and rocked Sheamus with a Glasgow kiss. McIntyre grabbed the kendo stick and hit Sheamus in the back. He then tried jabbing the kendo stick in Sheamus' eyes, and the kendo stick shot left deep cuts on both of their backs as it showed. Sheamus rolled to the floor, and McIntyre charged at him. He did move and sent him into the steps. They followed this up on top of the announce desk. McIntyre attempted a future shock DDT, but Sheamus avoided it. McIntyre would then threw Sheamus off of the announce table into the barricade there at the timekeeper's area. He brawled around the Thunderdome into the stands. McIntyre attempted a suplex, but Sheamus countered with a suplex of his own. They fought on the platforms in front of the screens, and Sheamus took over after hitting a rolling senton on the platform. Sheamus set up for another rolling senton, but McIntyre broke free. He then threw Sheamus into the screens, and one of them actually exploded. Sparks going everywhere. Bing, bang. McIntyre tried to carry Sheamus back to the ring, but Sheamus poked the eyes of the former WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. Sheamus then hit a brogue kick, and McIntyre flew over the barricade. Sheamus then began yelling at McIntyre that he should be in the main event of WrestleMania. Sheamus then gave McIntyre a white noise off the barricade through the announce table. Sheamus shoved McIntyre back into the ring and grabbed a piece of the announce desk. The finish of the match then came when Sheamus attempted an Alabama slam on that piece of the table, but McIntyre countered, future shock DDT, Claymore kick, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. McIntyre picking up that victory. Drew McIntyre does get the big win, leading into WrestleMania. And next up, we had Alexa Bliss versus Randall Keith Orton. Wasn't much of a match, more of an angle setting up the return of The Fiend. They did a bunch of special effects moments, like a bad horror movie. Orton came out first and posed on the turnbuckle as he always does. Suddenly, Orton started coughing up the black ooze. He grabbed a towel and demanded that Bliss come out now. Bliss laughed at Orton as she made her entrance. The lights turned purple for the match. Orton walked towards Bliss, but suddenly, flames appeared, just out of nowhere. Orton backed off, but then charged at Bliss. She moved and he went shoulder first into the buckle. Bliss would then just laugh some more. Orton followed Bliss around ringside and then suddenly just stopped. Looked up, and a lighting rig fell, almost landing on Orton. Bliss laughed, challenged Orton to get back into the ring. Bliss blew him a kiss. He got upset and charged at her, but she hit a fireball in his face. Orton then went down. Commentators claimed that Orton blocked the fireball, which, okay, cool, maybe. Bliss then sat on the top turnbuckle, and Orton's trying to get to his feet as she just stared. Suddenly, a hand came up from under the ring. A burnt-up looking hand at that. Flames then came out of this hole, and in that hole was the Fiend. The new burnt-up Fiend has emerged. The Fiend's mask is now made to look melted and deformed, just as it should be after being burnt alive. Orton kind of backed off after seeing the Fiend here, but Bliss pushed him into the Fiend. The Fiend then hit the Sister Abigail, and Alexa pinned Randy Orton to pick up the victory. Let me see if I can find a good picture for you guys, because I know there's pictures going around of the new look of the Fiend. I want to see if I can find a good, full body shot of this new suit. Let me see. I think I saw one. Okay. I think I might have found it. We go here. We go here. We go. Maybe not. Give me 2 more seconds. Boom. Okay. No? I thought I saw a picture on WWE.com. Maybe they have. Oh, here we go. I found it now. So the Fiend, full bodysuit. Ooh, that's not a good picture. That's all blur. Why would WWE post a blurry photo on their photo gallery? That's interesting. All right, so if you guys didn't get a good look at it, so here's. Let me pop this up on the screen. There's Bray in the new mask. All deformed. Supposed to look like what it's supposed to look like after being burnt up. I don't get the whole. We'll see it in a second. The vest thing here, like, is it a deformed Roman Reigns shield flak vest? It's what it looks like. A deformed Roman Reigns shield flak vest. Got more of this Fiend mask and everything. Looks fatter as far as like the bubbles right here. That's the final photo they show. So this is the best full body image we can get of this. Let me see if I can zoom in. No, it's not going to let me zoom in. But that is the new look to the Fiend. Again, we've got this image here, this one here, and this one here of him popping his head out. So it's interesting. I don't know how much longer they're going to do this Randy Orton thing. I know it's supposed to lead to a match at WrestleMania. Whether it goes past WrestleMania or not, we'll have to see. Because if you remember, the last time, now granted that was with a WWE title on the line, but the last time they did Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, it did lead to that next pay-per-view after WrestleMania, which was Payback, and they had the House of Horrors match. So going forward, thank you, Jack Dawson, for the super sticker donation on YouTube. Really do appreciate that. Going forward, again, Alexa Bliss did defeat Randy Orton as we move in to our main event. Terrence Sproles says, shouldn't that the Fiend attack be a DQ? It should have, but a match like that, it's intergender. Maybe there's no DQ in an intergender match. Jesse Hyde, I don't know what that Andrade tweet was. I mean, maybe he just had a good day and wanted to tweet that he did. It literally couldn't be nothing. Absolutely nothing. Going forward, we have the Universal title on the line. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman against Daniel Bryan with Edge as the special ringside enforcer. Bryan and Reigns had a really good match here, and I felt told a really good story. So Reigns backed Bryan into the corner early and rocked him with some hard chops. Bryan fought back and attempted a knee bar, and I don't know what Bryan was doing, but you can tell that he was trying his damnedest to break Roman and make him laugh. Like, he was laughing and smiling and saying something to Roman. We almost saw Roman crack. Roman almost laughed at one point. He's kind of half smirked, and then was just like, I'm the head of the table. I gotta be serious. Going forward, like I stated, Bryan fought back and attempted a knee bar. He taunted Reigns and continued to target the leg. Bryan attempted an arm bar, but Reigns quickly broke free. Bryan hit a series of kicks to the leg. Reigns countered with a side headlock. Bryan slipped out of the headlock. And my notes are frozen. Let me refresh them really fast, guys. Won't let me scroll. There we go. Where was I? Bryan slipped out of a headlock and worked over Reigns' shoulder and hand. Reigns regained control and backed Bryan in the corner. Bryan fought back and caught Reigns with a drop kick. Bryan went back to, attacking Reigns' arm and leg. Reigns briefly took over and Bryan fought back. Bryan ran up the corner and charged at Reigns, but he countered with a backbreaker. Reigns looked over at Edge and beat down Bryan. He kept kept looking at Edge, basically going like, this is what's going to happen to you. And then follows up with the suplex for a near fall. Reigns slowed the pace down with a chin lock. Bryan, though, broke free, and Reigns knocked him to the floor. Reigns beat Bryan all around ringside, and again, kept looking at Edge. Kept just looking at him saying, hey, this is going to be you in 3 short weeks. Reigns charged at Bryan, though, but at one point, Bryan moved, and Reigns crashed into the corner. Bryan recovered and hit a running dropkick in the corner. He attempted a Hurricane Run off the top rope, but Roman Reigns reversed it. Literally. Roman was sitting on the top rope. Bryan went for a Hurricane Rana. Roman caught him. So Bryan's dangling upside down as Roman just climbs down the ropes, lays down Bryan, Boston Crab. Cool looking spot. Very cool looking power spot by Roman Reigns. Where was I? Bryan did fight out of that and rolled up Reigns for a near fall. Bryan set Reigns to the floor and attempted a plancha. Reigns countered into a slam and picked Bryan up. Bryan, though, slipped out of the back and pushed Roman into the ring post pretty hard. He follows up with a knee on the apron to gain control. Bryan missed a missile dropkick for a near fall. He rocked Reigns with a series of kicks, but Reigns backed him into the corner. Reigns attempted a powerbomb, but Bryan reversed into a Hurricane Rana. He followed this up with a kick to the head for a near fall. Bryan would then stomp Reigns and do the whole, he's got the arms pulled back and just stomped on his head and transitioned it into a yes lock. Reigns almost made it to the ropes, but Bryan rolled into the middle of the ring and reapplied the yes lock. Thank you, Joseph Taylor, for the super sticker donation. Really do appreciate that. Reigns broke free and hit a powerbomb, though, for a 2. Reigns attempted a spear, but Bryan caught him with a kick to the face. Suddenly, the referee was standing directly behind Reigns. Bryan went for a running knee, and when Reigns moved, the ref got taken out. Reigns then hit the spear on Bryan. Corey Graves then noted, oh my God, there's no referee. Edge eventually jumped in, tried to count the pin, and Bryan kicked out. Reigns and Edge briefly argued. Reigns then attacked Bryan, but Bryan reversed into a yes lock as Jey Uso ran down and rocked Edge with a super kick. So much for this special guest enforcer trying to make sure there's no outsider interference. Fucker gets taken out first chance. Like I said, Jey Uso ran out and rocked Edge with a super kick. He caught Bryan with a super kick as well. Uso grabbed a chair and sent Edge into the post. Uso tried to hit Bryan with the chair, but he avoided it. Bryan got the chair and beat down Uso with it. He noticed the ref was down, so he went to hit Reigns with the chair, but Reigns moved, and Bryan hit Edge in the shoulder with the chair. Reigns then charged at Bryan, but Bryan applied the yes lock again. Reigns eventually tapped out, but there was no referee. Edge grabbed the chair and attacked both Bryan and Reigns. Edge was furious and yelled that the title shot is his at WrestleMania and nobody else's. Edge would storm off in a rage. Eventually, another referee would come out. Roman would barely crawl on top of Bryan and pin him to pick up the victory. The show would end with the camera tight on Roman Reigns and the WrestleMania logo in the back. That, till the show went off the air. I swear to God, if they do it, I've been calling it for a while now. I've been calling it since Fastlane. No, this is Fastlane. I've been calling it since Elimination Chamber. Triple threat match. Edge and Daniel Bryan challenging Roman Reigns. I mean, I know Dave Meltzer said it wasn't in the plan this past week. Fuck, they completely set it up. Especially with Edge saying, the title match is mine and mine only. Of course they're going to do a triple threat at WrestleMania. Of course. And that's where this show goes off the air. With Reigns standing tall over a downed Daniel Bryan. But with that, guys, now I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you thought of tonight's show. You can either text or call in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. We'll start off by reading some text messages here. Also, I never did a poll. Let's do a poll really fast as we wait for some calls and text messages to come in. What did you think of WWE Fastlane? And I just closed it. Whoops. Liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. Poll is live on Twitch. Let's get the same poll up on YouTube really fast. Liked it. Come on. There we go. Right. Didn't like it. All right. Poll is live on both. Let's read some text messages. I did see a call come in, but I just barely missed clicking it. Actually, also, if a call comes in, I'm going to need to be able to hear it. With that, this first text message here. Actually, let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Nothing much.
What did you think of tonight's Fastlane?
I thought it was pretty good. When the theme returned, so what match are they setting up with the Fiend and Randy Orton?
Well, all I know right now is there's supposed to be some kind of match, whether that's a Firefly Funhouse match like we saw last year with John Cena and the Fiend or whatever, or if they're going to go a new kind of match or just have a single. I don't know what kind of match it's going to be, but all I've been told since maybe late December now, or late December, early January, Randy Orton and the Fiend, WrestleMania is the plan.
Okay, so what about Retribution? Are they broken up now? Now that
I don't know exactly. I asked about that. I'm trying to wait back from somebody that I know that would have information on that. I don't know if they're broken up or if they've just kicked out Ali. I honestly don't know.
Okay. So who do you think Rhea Ripley is gonna? Do you think she's gonna go after the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania?
So with it, I do want to say thank you for the call and have a great night. You know, if they're bringing in Rhea Ripley now before WrestleMania, I think there has to be some big plan for her. Maybe she's getting the title shot. Maybe something went down with Charlotte Flair. I don't know. She's not going to do it. I don't know. Because all I ever was hearing for the last about 3 weeks was Charlotte and Asuka WrestleMania. But then Charlotte, along with Andrade, didn't show up to Raw. Now all of a sudden, Rhea Ripley's going to be on Raw Monday, 3 weeks before WrestleMania. If they don't have a big plan for Rhea going into Mania, why not wait till the Raw after Mania? That's my thing. So I think there is some sort of big plan, whether that is the Raw Women's title match or something at WrestleMania. We'll have to see what she does tomorrow on Raw. First says, so Edge is a heel now? I mean, looks like it. First says, are they putting the Universal Championship on Edge at WrestleMania? I don't think so. I do think Daniel Bryan's eating the pinfall for whoever wins. But honestly, I think Roman's going to retain, pin Daniel Bryan, and Edge still looks good. Versus says, well, actually, take this call. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on? What'd you think of Fastlane? Never mind, lost it. Other person says, from what I'm hearing, either the Raw or SmackDown. Okay, I get what you're saying. The pre-taped SmackDown. The Raw before WrestleMania, which will air on April 5th, will be a live Raw. Now, the SmackDown before WrestleMania, airing on April 9th, will be a pre-taped SmackDown. Now, here's why. Right now, WWE runs in the Tropicana Field, where the Tampa Bay Rays play. Well, WWE cannot, I repeat, cannot be in Tropicana Field on April 9th because that is their first home game of the season. They're playing the Yankees. The WWE has to be out and have all their stuff out before April 9th. So the plan, a week prior, April 2nd, they will film the April 9th episode of SmackDown. The Raw will still be live. SmackDown is going to be pre-taped. Versus, let's take this call really fast, actually. Oh, never mind. Right as I clicked answer, here's another one. Caller, you're on the air. What'd you think of Fastlane?
Actually, I didn't get a chance to see it, but my question is, In light of Shane McMahon's injury, do you still see the Braun-Shane match going down at WrestleMania? And also, what do you think of Edge's chances against Roman at WrestleMania?
All right, with that, I want to say thank you for the call and your questions. As far as Shane McMahon does go, not a real injury. He just didn't want to face Braun tonight. Like, it may be a storyline injury, but we are going to get Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, WrestleMania 37. As far as Edge's chances going into the triple threat, or we don't know if it's triple threat yet. I believe it's a triple threat. I think Edge has 25% chance. I'm pretty certain Roman's walking out of there the champion. Pretty sure Roman's walking out of there the champion, pinning Daniel Bryan, and then Edge can go on and do whatever. But, I mean, there is a slight, I'm going to say it, 25% chance they do put the title on Edge. I don't think they do, but I'm going to say there is a slight chance. Also, Edwin, yes, I am an MLB fan. Been a Angels fan basically my entire life. Says, do you think Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman's match at WrestleMania will have a stipulation on it? And if so, what do you think? Oh, for sure. For sure, it's got to be some sort of a no DQ, no holds barred, falls count anywhere, rigmarole. Says, what was your reaction to The Fiend's return? I thought it was crazy. I mean, I expected it. I really didn't have much of a reaction because I 100% expected it. This person says, what do you think they do with The Fiend after the Randy feud? I don't see them putting him in the title picture because it just doesn't fit. Yeah, I have no idea, but let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on? What'd you think of Fastlane?
I thought it was pretty good for the most part. Do you think the Fiend's gonna keep the same attire?
I do. I think they're gonna keep this for a while because it's. Excuse me. Say it again.
Yeah.
Oh no. I said that I think they're gonna keep this Fiend attire because it's just people have been asking for a change, and so they're gonna go, oh, we gave you a change. Here's a new mask, and then there's more masks that they can sell.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah,
happening a little bit.
I mean,
all right, thanks, Sam. Have a good night.
Thanks for the call. Have a great night. I mean, I could see this Fiend mask sticking around for a while, just long enough for them to sell a bunch, and then maybe go back to the other Fiend mask. And then the question is, when do we see Bray Wyatt again? That's the one big question. This text message here says, do you think Riddle should put his title on the line against Sheamus at WrestleMania or somebody else? So I don't know where you're getting Sheamus from. Sheamus just came off of losing a bunch of big matches, so I don't think Sheamus is in any line to get a U.S. title shot 3 weeks out. But let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air. What'd you think of Fastlane?
It was interesting. The last half picked up pretty well, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Yeah. I have a question. What do you think they do after the Randy feud with The Fiend? Because I don't think that they should put him in the title picture, because every time it just kills the character, in my opinion.
Right, and I just got this text message. I don't know if it was your text message or not, but it's hard to say what they do with The Fiend next because it's such an interesting and not normal, I guess you could say, character. Because honestly, maybe Randy Orton defeats The Fiend at WrestleMania. The Fiend goes away for a while, but we see the regular Bray Wyatt. I don't know. There's a lot of different things they could do. I mean, they could do more magic stuff. They can have him work with. Oh, I don't know. That's out of everything in WWE, that's the hardest character to predict, to be honest.
His main thing was going after that they've crossed people he's crossed in the past.
Correct.
And there's not much left to do.
No, there isn't. Randy Orton's like that last big one.
Yeah, so I don't know what they can do with that, but I'm looking forward to it. Mania this year is going to be interesting. It looks more like a SummerSlam type of card. Like, it's not as
True.
big, but
I can see that.
I don't expect them giving Bryan the title at all. Yeah, I see zero chance. Maybe Edge has he's going to have a couple close moments, definitely, but
yeah, like I
see
said,
Roman walk out.
Like I said, I think there is a slight chance they do give Edge the title and say, "Hey, we actually completed this long ass storyline with Edge." But I think there's only like a 25% chance of that.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I want to say thank you for the call and have a great night.
You too.
All right. So like I said, Bray Wyatt to me is the hardest wrestler to predict where they go next with him in WWE. And I don't know. Let me look up something really fast. Breaking news! Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Posted 3 minutes ago by the WWE. WWE, let me pull this up. WWE has officially come to terms on the release. Wrong. On the release of Andrade. We wish him all the best in his future endeavors. WWE has granted that release to Andrade. We have breaking news right here, live on the air, ladies and gentlemen. Andrade has been released by the WWE. That's big. That's big. Whew. Wow. Didn't see that coming after Fastlane. I mean, what did Charlotte have to do to get that? Say, I'm not coming to Raw again tomorrow? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's get through some more of these text messages here. Ben says, is there a plan for Ricochet? Is there a plan for Ricochet? Is there any more news on Daniel Bryan going into the Hall of Fame, or is that fake? I have no clue. I've asked around about it, and literally everyone goes, 3 people I've asked that would maybe know, they just go, I don't know. Thank you to Arm Week, or should I say Nick, in the Twitch chat for the 500 biddies. Really do appreciate that. Says, I wonder what WWE feels when they constantly lose some of the best talent in the world. How does anyone support them still? He says, I'm sure it has nothing to do with Charlotte. You never know, bro. You never know. This text message here says, after the commentary made during the IC title match, do you think we get a last man standing match at Mania? Although I'd still prefer a multi-man ladder match. I didn't hear anything on commentary. Maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention that led me to believe last man standing. But I do think, because it was such a confusing fluke win, kind of like flash pin out of nowhere, we do get another Apollo and Biggie match at Mania. Unfortunately, after Apollo has lost six IC title matches. Person here says, how was the stream on Peacock? Actually, I didn't talk about that, but I didn't really have any issues other than you cannot start from the beginning, so you have to make sure you're starting at the beginning. Like, the show says they're going live 4 Eastern or 4 Pacific. You be there at 4. Also, no rewind. That's going to be a big deal come WrestleMania. WWE Network was still a thing tonight, so people can still rewind and make their gifts. But come WrestleMania, we ain't going to get no rewind. No rewind, no start from the beginning on live content on Peacock. Also, the other issue with Peacock, they were legitimately at least 2 minutes behind. When Retribution, T-Bar, and Mace choke slammed Ali, I legit saw that 2 to 3 minutes before it came up on my screen on Peacock. And I was live. I wasn't behind, because you can't be behind on Peacock. I literally was live because I had started it before the U.S. title match. So Peacock ran all right for me. They were behind because literally the WWE Twitter page spoiled 2 things for me. The finish of the U.S. title match and the choke slam on Ali by Retribution. So that's one thing with Peacock. No start from the beginning, no rewind from live content, and they were 2 minutes behind what WWE was posting up on their Twitter. Also, I did see, let me see if I can find this. There's an image that I want to show you guys. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Probably not. But there was someone that did a comparison side-by-side Fastlane Peacock, and the Peacock stream was a lower quality. Yeah, I'm not able to find that now, unfortunately. But for me, Peacock ran fine, other than those 3 small issues. Chris says, you think Jey Uso would be the special guest referee to help Roman Reigns? No, that would just be insanely stupid. It's crazy how most B-level pay-per-views seem to be shorter than an episode of Raw. Yeah, this show ended and I go, what the fuck? We should have had at least 35, 40 more minutes. Person here says Fastlane was garbage. Only children and low IQ normies watch WWE on the regular basis. I turned it to watch the last part of the show to check and see if WWE was still trashed. All right. I'm not going to read this whole biography essay about WWE being bad. It says, do you think more than likely Rhea versus Asuka or Rhea and Charlotte and Asuka in a triple threat match? I believe, like I said earlier, there's a reason they're bringing Rhea now. And that on Monday, it still said coming soon. Something happened this week to where they said we need Rhea for WrestleMania. That's what I believe is happening. What it is, we'll have to wait and see. This person says, do you see Edge turning heel after winning the belt? I don't think Edge wins the belt. I don't think Edge wins the belt. And finally, this last text message here before we wrap things up says, I got to give WWE credit making The Fiend a new look after being burned. I still don't get how The Fiend can be a babyface character. I thought Randy was the babyface and The Fiend was the heel in the feud. Well, I think that is what it is. Randy's the babyface, The Fiend is the heel. I don't know why you would think any different. But with that, guys, that's going to wrap up our review of WWE Fastlane. Remember, we will be live again tomorrow night, right here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we do review Monday Night Raw. The final stretch of WrestleMania kicks off tomorrow night. So again, guys, remember, thank you for joining me here. You can also follow us on social media, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Search for us on Instagram by searching for PW Unlimited or Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. And remember to check out our website, pwunlimited.co, for late breaking news. Sometimes news gets posted up early on the website because it's quicker to put big news up there before YouTube. Remember, hit that bell notification on our website. Click notifications to be notified, like 600 people have already, when new stuff goes up on the website. So with that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. All right.